I've got a prepared empty bed just here, so I'm going to plant some broad beans. I'm going to get 3 rows in here. I'm planting them about 3/4 of an inch deep and about 4 to 6 inches apart. Keep them nice and close together so that they provide support for each other. That's the idea here. I don't need to water them in because there is a lot of rain forecast for tomorrow. I even had a weather warning sent to me on my phone.
Apricot tree planted 2 years ago. That high. Now look.
Time for us to go and do some things.
Well, my dad's here and we've been shopping for more trees. I'm going down to the lower part of the land to plant this chestnut. I've chosen this spot because there's more moisture over this part of the terrace. Over that side, over to my right, is much drier. You can see how it is brown over there, and over here it is green. And we can see the same thing further up the land. It is more, there is more greenery over this section of the land. So there is more moisture in the soil. So this is where we're going to plant this chestnut.
Well, there's no sign of Dan's dad. He's been quite fond of the wine that we had with our chicken at the market.
We'll get on with planting the trees while my dad takes it easy at home.
But we'll have him back here tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll have him back here tomorrow to help pick some olives and plant some of the other trees. I think we should have a tree shelter on this. There are quite a lot of animals roaming around down here, so this tree is going to need a little bit of protection until it's properly established. Well, I've got a pretty big hole here for the chestnut, the sweet chestnut. It does have quite a substantial amount of root on it, so we need to allow the roots to spread out.
Well, we've had what, 100 and, can you remember how many millimetres? 112 or 121, I can't remember which it was, but we'll still have to water in the tree.
We're watering in the tree to wash the earth down into the roots and fill up the air holes that could be there. So back several months ago when we planted this lilac tree and some other trees around here, we experimented with wire cages and rebar to protect these trees. The wire cages have worked well around these trees, but it is quite a time-consuming and relatively costly way of protecting the trees. And we've done a little bit of research online and we've come up with another solution. I'm going to install it on the new sweet chestnut. So the flare goes at the top to minimise abrasion around the stem of the tree, and we're going to put a stick in here just to support the tree shelter. loosen up the cable ties. And there we have it, a protected sweet chestnut tree.
We're looking forward to sweet potatoes for dinner tonight. Dan's about to dig them up.
Let's see if we've got any, Dan. Are you ready?
Well, yeah.
You missed last year's harvest.
I did indeed, I was away. So let's see if we've actually got any this year. But let's pull first and then see. Well, there's not very much there.
No, that's no use.
But
Maybe there's something else.
Well, I don't know, a few of those would do the trick, wouldn't they?
Yeah, but that's nothing.
But is there anything actually kind of underneath?
Oh, no.
Not
A
sausage.
sausage.
I think we should try another location. We do have sweet potatoes in quite a few different places.
Okay, let's do that.
So we'll go and have a look somewhere else.
I'm being optimistic here with the big basket. Right, let's go.
Vegetable garden or second terrace?
Second terrace.
Okay. There's one here. Has this one started to die back? Did something eat it, or did it just never grow?
Let's find out. Oh, for goodness sakes. Oh, dearie me.
Any luck?
No,
No.
nothing yet. Not a thing. Well, maybe we'll leave them another month.
Yeah. Let's go and try the batch in the vegetable garden.
Right. It's not looking good for dinner yet, John.
What are these?
Tails.
So, John, what do you think of the progress on the Quinta in the last couple of years?
Oh, I'm very impressed.
Good, good.
It's a real pleasure to be here.
So, it's your last day at the Quinta. So, will we be seeing you again?
Of course, yes.
And where do you think you might be staying next time?
Hopefully in the new house.
Great. Right, well, let's go back up the vegetable garden.
Yeah. Let's go and try the vegetable garden. Hopefully we've got some sweet potatoes for dinner. The green manure is growing well here, except for the footprint where Meraid stood on it.
What green manure is it?
So near to you is buckwheat.
This is buckwheat, is it?
Yeah. And then the other side is red clover.
Uh-huh.
I loathe to dig this one up. It's doing so well, and none of the others have had any tubers forming yet.
Yeah, go for it.
Go for it.
Yeah, I fancy that sweet potato dish. It's a bit rocky there, maybe nothing happened. Oh, for goodness sakes. There's nothing.
Nothing.
There's one.
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 One sweet potato.
Well, one. Where there's one, there might be two. We'll give that a wash. Oh, there is one.
Certainly provided some very good ground cover over here, and a bit of biomass for the ground, but no food for us. We're going to leave the rest of them in, and hopefully they're going to continue to develop and we will actually get a harvest.
Well, I think we should try and dig another one up and see if we can get enough for dinner. Oh, the little baby ones.
Very tiny ones.
I have no more patience for these.
We've been doing a bit of plant shopping, and right now we're going to plant a Sichuan pepper. Has some vicious looking thorns on it.
Let me see if I can get that. Yeah.
But hopefully this is going to produce a nice crop.
So Dan has taken a couple of weeks holidays from work so that we could get a bit of work done on the quinta and get the olives picked, and he could spend some time with his dad. But it hasn't stopped raining. Well, it has now. If you're wondering what we did, well, we went to the olive oil museum in Oliveira do Hospital region, and it is stunning.
We went into Bobadella.
Oh yes, we went to Bobadella, to the Roman ruins, which are unbelievable. Another one of Portugal's secrets. We went for a little drive, and of course we went shopping. Dan's father is so impressed by the growth of the apricot that he wanted to plant something else. So we bought a green gauge. Check how Dan's doing now. So the long-awaited Sichuan pepper, Dan.
Yeah, this is a true Sichuan pepper. The other ones we have are...
So this is Xanthoxylum simulans.
Yeah, and the other one is Xanthoxylum.
Yeah.
This one is planted.
So that's 3 peppers we have now,
Yeah.
like peppercorn plants.
Well, they're not true peppercorns. They're a different family to a black peppercorn, but they're used in a similar way and they have a similar flavour. Quite a few things to plant.
Yes.
Too crowded over there, do you think?
What have we got? Sancho. We've got...
Okay, about there we're going to put it.
Yeah,
Yeah, looks good just there.
should give the blueberries a little bit of shade.
Yes.
Right, let's pull back a bit of the mulch. Yeah, there.
Amazing how dry it looks, really.
It's not dry though. You touch it, you see it's not dry.
Oh, I see. Yes, it is damp. Yes. Right, okay, let's get it out of the pot, should we? Going to come, is it? You need to loosen it a bit around the edges here.
Hold on.
You've got a knife or something. Loosen it around the edges.
John has had a very successful allotment for how many years, John?
More than I care to think.
Oh,
At
more than he
least 10.
cares to think. In this pot for a while.
I think it has.
Yes.
Right, I reckon
Right.
you can do it.
Oh, it's coming, isn't it? It's moving.
Certainly loose.
It's moving.
Right, give it another wee slap. There, it's coming now. Oh, that's going to need a knife to split those roots.
Heel in there, John. So the green gage we just planted was in a pot. We thought it was a bit too early in the season to get bare root trees. However, when we went to the market yesterday, we discovered they did have bare root green gauges. So now we'll have 2 green gauges. And you can see how the roots on this tree are much freer and they're not pot bound. And we'll see how the bare root does versus the one grown in a pot.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to know.
Well, I don't think we're planting here. I've hit a big lump of rock and I can't really get this dug out. So we'll find another place. Well, that's deep enough. Well, we've taken a new place down on the second terrace because we were hitting rock up on the top terrace. So we'll see how it does here. Let's go a little bit wider with the hole, give the roots a bit more space.
Has it been grafted, that then?
Yeah. There we go. A stick. The sticks grow great. So you're probably wondering what we're doing planting with these, what might look like plastic tree covers, tree shelters. And they're not plastic. These tree shelters are made from potatoes, corn and wood. They're made in Portugal and they've been developed by a company in the UK. Now, we did a huge amount of research to try and find something to protect the trees after what happened with the pistachio. The pistachio tree is dead. A few weeks ago, this pistachio tree was girdled, probably by a deer. And I thought I would be able to bridge graft it. So I kept watching and watching to see could I get any of these little branches long enough to do the graft. But it didn't matter. The tree died back. It's barely alive. Listen. It's quite painful to see this tree die. It's one of the females. So there's really no point in doing a bridge graft. The tree is very young and I don't have enough scion material anyway. And it's not live. Well, it's not healthy alive. The bark is damaged all the way from here to here. So the plan today is to chop it down. But all is not lost. Fear not. Right down here, there are new little buds growing. And if you look down here, that's where the graft is. So the growth is actually above the graft. It is actually possible this tree might regrow. So what I'm going to do is, like I said, I'm going to chop it off. So I've got a little bit of alcohol here and a little bit of tissue, which I'm going to drench. And I'm going to clean my big loppers, just in case there's any type of fungus or anything lurking on them. I'm going to chop the top of the tree just to make sure this is cutting sharp enough. Goodbye, dear pistachio. Clean as a whistle. Unfortunately, I didn't press record. I cut it at a 45-degree angle. There's the original top bit. So it's another incredible shrinking tree, and I'm going to just put a stake in here so I don't tramp on top of it. These are completely biodegradable, and although we're not here to say how wonderful and amazing these things are, what we have done, and which is why I've said it's a sponsored video, is that we did get a discount from Veggies on condition that we would do some field trials. So we've agreed to do a long-term field trial and see how these degrade over 5 years. They've been lab tested, protect the tree for 5 years, and within another couple of years they degrade. Used to have like a plastic bag thing that was supposedly biodegradable when we were in the UK, used for composting food and vegetable waste, and we used to take that to the allotment, throw it in the compost. Well, years later, those plastic bags were still coming out as they went in, and no difference. So they weren't really biodegradable as we were led to believe. They were degradable under industrial composting conditions. So these are meant to dissolve or degrade under normal conditions and just turn back into the soil again. They've also been cut at the back with a laser cut, like, what do you call that, little serrated tear, so that if the tree grows fat within the 5 years, these will just bust open and the tree can continue to grow. These are not biodegradable. They are reusable, but the company is working on a biodegradable prototype, but it's not quite there yet. We're really quite thrilled to have discovered that this company is manufacturing in Portugal. Dan showed you earlier how easy they were to fit. I wish I didn't have to use anything on the trees. I would prefer if it was nothing. It takes an awful lot of investment in time and money to get trees to a mature state where they can survive damage from a deer. Research them for yourself and see what you want if you're interested, but just really thought you might like to know about this.
Pistachio has actually regrown quite strongly since it was ringed in the spring, and Meraid cut it off.
Well, John, this is your last view from the veranda before it's all fixed up and you're back again.
Yes.
When you next come back, you'll be able to step out of your bedroom and this will be the view.
Yeah, right. Yes, I'm looking forward to it already.
Okay then. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.